The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Well, it is a rivalry. It's Tusculum is a great opponent, and you know the proximity of the two schools, which makes for a rivalry. I've been impressed watching those guys on video, how well they run to the football, and how well they execute on offense with a quarterback that's a transfer. So. We'll have our hands full again anytime we play Tusculum, being a rival, but it's always two teams that get after each other well.
How's the mentality of this team after a couple days to try to wash the homecoming loss out of their mouths?
Well, I think the most important thing is we went to church together at Manley on Sunday, had a great worship opportunity there, had Rock Collins, who's a former Eagle, had the message there. That was important for us. That's a good way to start the healing. We had a good time together yesterday as a team meeting and talked about, there's a disappointment, there are mistakes. Let's get those corrected. Let's get those fixed. Let's get our mentality back right, and let's press on. And today is, we come to work today. Today's a Get Better Tuesday. It's time to get our eyes, make sure we're focused on Tusculum. And we finished yesterday watching Tusculum as an offense and a defense and going over plans for them. So should be back on track today.
For your defense, no sacks the last 2 weeks, no turnovers generated the last 2 weeks. Granted, one of those games is a win. But how do you get the defense back to causing a little more havoc?
Well, I think people are respecting our defense more right now. They respect them as far as a pass rush goes. All right, that has a part of it, but they're also getting rid of the football faster. We're getting a lot more of the underneath things thrown against us, the quick screens, the bubble screens, that type of deal to get the ball out of their hands. That's one thing the quarterback at Tusculum's doing, the transfer, that they're working on maximum protection at times, but they're getting the ball out of his hands in a hurry. And that's what you want as an offense, get the ball out to playmakers and let them go make a play.
What's it mean that this game is on local television in the Knoxville market and you'll be on display throughout this region?
Well, I think that's a great compliment to our program that will have that availability. I think it's great for our kids, alums, and fans to have it on TV. I hope the number one thing is we get a great crowd here in the stadium. That's number one, to support these kids who are playing hard. And I think they're representing Carson-Newman very well in their efforts and their attitudes. This is an important game for us. We want to get back on the winning track. We're so close. And if we can avoid the key mistakes, we can be the kind of football team we want to be.
You look at Tusculum defensively, and one of their safeties, Boyd, is only a sophomore, but he's already a big factor on their all-time tackles, interceptions list.
Right.
What sticks out to you about him, and how do you guard against him running Galloway?
Well, I think that's the part of their plan. Their safeties are going to run down. What they have shown on video is that they're playing man outside and let the safeties run down, be the field guys, be the option responsibility guys. They're the alley players. You have to account for them. All right, you have to account for them. You have to figure out ways to block the alley player. If you want to get the ball pitched, if you want to get the ball ran outside, you have to make sure you have that assigned. But like I said in the opening statement there, I'm really impressed by the way they run to the football totally, and that they have kids that understand what that means. And they cause problems for a lot of people because they're running through gaps. They're playing gap control and running through gaps, and that's what they've shown. That's a run stopper, but also as far as a break down your pass protection. Okay.
Is that why they have been so proficient at recovering fumbles, picking off passes this season? They're top 25 in the country.
Oh, there's no question, because what they're doing, and I know this goes back to Coach Odom and his philosophy. They're being a little chaotic, I guess you would say, in what you see as far as the defense goes, and got people running through gaps that normally you wouldn't have run through them, especially against zone teams. I hope that doesn't work as well against man blocking. I hope that doesn't work as well. But we certainly got to come off the football. If you don't, there'll be somebody run past you.
how do you prepare for a team that leads the conference in takeaways?
Well, you keep on keeping on what we preach every day. The key for us on offense is we take care of the football. We had one turnover on offense Saturday. That's one too many. Thank goodness our defense bowed their back. They missed a field goal and it didn't cost us. It only takes one to lose a ball game. On the other hand, it takes one by your defense here or there at the right place at the right time to win a ball game. So football hadn't changed. It's about field position. It's about taking care of the football. But our kids in this kind of offense, where you have a little bit more of a risk type offense of reading people on the line of scrimmage, pitching the football downfield, we've got to be very careful and take care of the football.
Talk about the mentality of the team. Well, it is a very young group. How do you use last week as an opportunity to find some leaders on this group?
Well, we talked to them about the verse in James yesterday. You should rejoice when some hard times come, when you should rejoice when you've got some times that can be frustrating, because that grows character. All right, if you endure those times, if you endure them and make positives out of them, that raises up your character. Especially a football team that's young and tender as this one is, and they've had some hard times. We've lost some ball games that have been very, very close, and one snap away in those games from being successful. So you got to understand those are going to come, and the scripture talks about rejoicing when those come, so you can endure, that you can overcome them, and that you can raise up your character. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise up young men that are going to leave this place one day and hopefully be better young men because they were part of this program. Football is a part of it. We had a great video for them yesterday afternoon that talked about it's not about taking a hit, it's how you hit back after you take a hit. And all those things, philosophy is great words are great, but you got to put them into action. You got to believe, there's that word again, you got to believe that you can be this good. You got to believe that your teammates and as a whole team can be this good and get accomplished what we want to have happen for this football team this year. We're building some great things for next year and the next year, no doubt about it. But I want great things to happen for them this year.
It's a young return group in terms of the guys you have returning to football, mostly because you had some other factors impact who you thought you might have back there. How do you try to develop some of these young kids in the return game?
Well, there's only one way you get better than that, and that's called live action. And you've got to put them out there, whether they're live bullets flying at them. And we're down because of injuries and other situations. We're having brand new returners at punt return, kickoff return, and those kind of things. And we've made some mistakes, and those have to be grow up times. They can't be crippling times. I really appreciate how our team and coaching staff handle the young man that fumbled the punt. Man, they were over there loving on him and lifting him up. Because we're all part of this family, and we're going to handle things within our family the right way. And they did that, but when you go back and you've got people there that, doing it in high school is one thing, doing it in big-time college football, that's another picture.
Darius Williams has seemed to start to take kind of a leadership role in the defensive backfield. What have you seen from him?
Well, he's been a complete guy this season. He's been a guy that's been full of excitement for our kids. He's a guy that gets excited out on the field and makes other people get excited. Been very, very proud of him. He's a young man that's following through, and like most of those kids over there on defense, they found a way to be successful. And once you have success, all you want is more. All right, and I like their attitude and I like their desire.
Anything else?
I have one. You mentioned one snap being able to turn a game coming off last year's match with Tusculum, that 2-point conversion at the end. How much of that game do you remember, and can that be used this week as sort of a motivational tool to get that one back?
I'm probably not using that much. These kids are very, very resilient. You talk about young kids, they can get over things a whole lot better and a whole lot faster than a coach can get over them. And they've proven that. So it's not about anything that happened last year or 2 years before. This is about this season, 2017, with Carson-Newman, and us growing every day, trying to get better, us growing every day to eliminate mistakes we've got. But, you know, people don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand till I go look at how old they are. You know, I look at them and I think, well, that guy's been here for a year. Well, that's right. He's been here 1 year. You look at this guy. Well, he's a freshman. He's played in 7 or 8 ball games. That's not very many. But I hope that we look at, you know, and what we want to do is get football players here that say, hey, it's Saturday. I get to play football. Boy, am I excited. You know what I mean? That's what you want to get to. It doesn't matter if you won 8 in a row or if you won 2 in a row. You know, it's a new day. It's a time to play and be excited simply about getting to play college football, because there's a whole lot number of people in this world that don't get to do that. And we're getting there. We're getting to where kids understand, hey, this is a special time in your life, and this special time probably won't come this way again, so I better make the most out of it when I get it.
How easy is it to maintain that level of excitement, considering that a SAC title is potentially still in the picture for your team?
Oh, I think we've got a lot of things in the picture for our kids, and that's what I want to remind them of yesterday. They are in the picture, but right now the only picture that counts is Tusculum here at 1 o'clock on Saturday. You know what I mean? That's the picture. We're not looking for a collage or, you know, anything like that right now. We want to look at one picture. And when our kids can be focused, and when you talk about another events, is focusing a bunch of young kids, all right? And when they're focused and they understand what the task is in front of them, then it's this Saturday at 1 o'clock. There's not another step. This is the step, Saturday at 1 o'clock.